Hi guys, yeah, it's me. Actually right now I'm taking a, well, I don't want to spoil the words, but today I'm doing quite a unique video, and today I'm trying to tell you guys what Pokemon needs a certain abilities that could help them in battle. And as you know, first of all we're going to start out with some Pokemon that I feel like are in need of buffs, or need better abilities to complement their good stats and underwhelming performance. So in this case I'm trying to tell you guys that I think there's certain Pokemon that need good abilities. Let's start with one. Now this is one example of a Pokemon I think needs a better ability. Alakazam. Now, I already know that it does have Magic Guard, which is a pretty good ability, but does it really take advantage of it? I mean, there's no HP losing move that it takes advantage, nor is there any recall damage move. I mean, Alakazam's move pool is mostly physical moves. And really, the thing it needs is moves like Psychic Noise and also maybe Ice Beam, Thunderbolt and Flamethrower. And the ability I feel like it desperately needs the most is Psychic Surge. Now, I get it. It already has 3 abilities, but I feel like Synchronized should be replaced with Psychic Surge because there's nothing synthetic about Alakazam. And really, I feel like that it should have Psychic Surge because the ability has very little users, and basically I think moves like Psychic Noise and Expanding Force could be put to great use in Psychic Surge, and overall can make this Pokemon very good. So yeah. Now here's another Pokemon that I feel like needs a new ability, Gengar. I mean, they literally removed Levitate and replaced it with the inferior Curse Body, and I'm sorry, Curse Body is this thing no good. I think you should get back Levitate, but I also think you should have a hidden ability. That hidden ability is Sheer Force. Now, why am I saying Sheer Force? It's technically because it's a very good ability, and I think it should get Gengar back up to OU levels of greatness. And most of the Sheer Force users are primarily physical attackers, which is strange because most physical moves aren't really boosted by Sheer Force. It's mostly special moves that get boosted by Sheer Force, which is the reason why Nidoking mostly runs special moves. So I think a special attacking Sheer Force user could be really good, because I feel like it would be beneficial for the type. I guess it's because of balance issues, balance reasons, but I think Gengar should have Sheer Force. Now I know this one's pretty controversial, but I think Weavile should have the new ability. I mean, both Pressure and Pickpocket are just useless. I mean, they're not very good. And I think it should get more coverage moves because it mostly learns Dark and Ice moves, and I think it should get more coverage moves because the ability I think it should have is, well, Technician. Now this is a very good ability. I mean, it boosts a lot of Pokemon's moves, but the main problem is that most Technician users are terrible. Except for Scizor though. Scizor's awesome. It is pretty good, but aside from either Mars Shadow or like Mouse Hold, most Sheer Force users, most Technician users are pretty bad. I mean, all of them are bad, except for Scizor, Mars Shadow and Mouse Hold, but that's it. Like, Breloom mostly uses Poison Heal, and Roserade mostly uses Natural Cure, and Serendipity is a bulky wall, and Toxicity uses Punk Rock. So in general, I think Weavile needs to get this ability, because the ability is in desperate need of love. I get they didn't want to give it a third ability because of balance reasons, but I think this should happen. Now here's one that I think is a desperate need of a buff. Dragonite. Now, Dragonite's already a pretty good Pokemon with multi-scale, but I feel like the thing that it's lacking is physical flying moves. I mean, it has barely any ice flying type stat moves. And I think the thing to solve that the most is Aerilate. Now, listen, I know this move that could be pretty controversial in the competitive scene, but Extreme Speed boost, Aerilate boosted Extreme Speed for Dragonite would be insane, and I think it would help it a lot in battle. I mean, it needs to happen. It needs to become real someday. And Aerilate doesn't exist anymore because it's only in Mega forms. And I think it should be a signature of the ability of Dragonite because it should happen someday. Dragonite is in desperate need of a buff. Now here's one that I decided to do for last. Archeops. The reason why I think Archeops should get two new abilities is because Defeatist is terrible. I mean, I can understand for slacking since it's meant to be a gimmick, and Regigigas is based on a golem from the pack which had very limited movement, and I did see from a Fury that Regigigas is likely based on Joseph the Golem. Archeops has no excuse on the other hand. I mean, it has no excuse. It has no reason to be this weak. And I guess this is because of balance reasons, but I think you should get more moves like Dragon Dance and maybe Roost. I think you should get more coverage moves like Dragon Dance and Brave Bird. That's not what I'm talking about. The abilities I think it should have are Ruskin, which is a very good ability. I mean, it hurts to touch. It hurts to touch. I mean, it literally hurts to touch, man. Like, it will be very good under that. And like, the other one is Unburden. And I feel like that giving this Pokemon Unburden would help it a lot. Like, seriously, I mean, this Pokemon needs a buff, and I think Unburden would be the best ability for it. I mean, it could still keep the Vetus, but I feel like Unburden would be the best ability by far. And besides, I mean, there's barely any good flying type Unburden user aside from Holucia. And again, that has a low attack stat, so I think Archeops could take advantage of acrobatics and use Unburden to its great potential. And I think that making the best Unburden user Archeops would be amazing. And overall, I hope that he gets it back. So that's it for now. I'm getting out. So I hope that people did like my list, and well, basically I've planned it all out. I did a lot of stuff, and I also kind of wanted to share my opinions out to you all. So this is Joseph Thomas signing out.